Hello, everybody. How you doing? This is Pete, also known as Lord PDTV. I wanted to kind of come in and give you a final comment thought review on what our plan for the DK experiment was. Kind of where we started. Just wanted to remind you, and then go to the present day. I'm going to show you the gear changes. I'm going to show you kind of the tweaks I did from the start to finish, things like that, to make you all realize what I kind of did and what was going on. So, first of all, just a reminder, the DK, first and foremost, uh, the reason was we wanted to take away the stigma of what a lot of people had of that DK was a quote unquote terrible tank or not a good tank, or tanks didn't know what they were doing when I learned a lot while playing my DK tank during the DK experiment. Now from the start, we started with 226 gear across the board as the DK. We kind of took that, we realized what we were doing with it, and we kind of just slowly and surely went through every single week, doing 4 dungeons a week, maximum. Sometimes, if there was something should happen, where somebody was asking to like get a run for a certain key or something for KSM, obviously, friends in need, we will do that. But it was very, very rare. Towards the end, we just wanted to get KSM, so I can kind of put this out before season 4 came out. Now, um, so just a kind of a general review, like I said, we started with the 226 gear from Zereth Mortis. We kind of started playing with that, and then from there we started going through dungeon and dungeon and dungeon. Now we finally got KSM. We have, I think it's 2500 like on the nose. I'll show everybody here what's going on. So obviously this is our dude. We're gonna check our link here. Say we got 2501, like super super close. The amount of keys we ended up really doing for this mythic run was 56, which was all right there. What's it called in the YouTube videos? Now there were some weeks that I was struggle bussing, and I don't feel that they were me per se. I think it was a combination. Now, I'm going to talk about like the differences between the DK and the Paladin, because in another video, because I know a lot of people were questioning them. Now, the DK I found to be a very different tank, because I played Bear, played the Pally, I played the DK, a handful of different things. So what I ended up doing was so this is the end result. This is where we ended. We started at 226. We ended at 272 06. Uh we only have 170 Valor left to burn if we wanted to, but it's not like we can burn anything. So so I wanted to try to complete 15s as fast as possible, or high enough gear as possible, so I could start tweaking everything and making it into tier gear. So we got a couple of different pieces. The legendaries, just a reminder, we took the legendaries from the flux from our other mains and brought them over so that they were so we can kind of speed up the process. We'll quickly go over the gear, and then from there, I'll talk about the couple of changes I did. We'll go over my talents. I'll show you what happened, and then I'll give you my overall thoughts about the DK at the end. So, we started with the Lego and the boots for our Unity. The belt is Crimson Rune for the Rune Dancing Weapon. We got 4-piece for our gear set right there. So you can see that we did get that. Now, the helm, we ended up getting a haste mastery helm. I'm sorry, haste versatility helm. I didn't want to take that away from that. So we ended up continuing to have that throughout the whole entire process. When I ended up getting it, I upgraded it here and there. But the most important thing I went for is tier, and then rings, and then trinkets. So we got that, which is 256. Our neck piece, which is a haste verse, which was kind of a perfect thing, which is 259. Shoulders, haste verse, 275. Our cloak, which is crit haste, which is 252. Now the chest piece is a 272, which is crit mastery. Bracers, which is verse mastery, which is 249. And then from here we had the gloves, which is 278, which is also tier, which is crit mastery. The belt, which we put in haste verse with the haste gem. We had the pants, which are 278, haste mastery. From there, boots with the unity, which is haste verse. We knew we were going that way, and we never decided to change it. I'm just learning now. I never put an enchant on it for strength, which is pretty funny. But anyway, don't tell anyone. Ring haste verse 278 with a verse gem. Here's a 272 haste verse with versatility again, and then we got the I think it's called the Viscara of Coral Hatred. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, which is a strength trinket that when it lashes out, hateful damage is inflicted and also heals you, which is pretty good. Effects increase when you're below 50%. And then we got the Anima Field Emitter, which is actually really good, which was a strength speed, and when you sit on it, haste, the haste increased. And then our weapon, which was the Rhyme Binder's Rune Blade, which is haste versatility right there. Now, you're probably asking yourself what the end all be all stats are, which are right here if you're looking. Crit was 9.14. Haste is 31.28. Verse is 21.88%. Mastery is 33.83. And the rune CD is 7.62. Now, the 7.62 is kind of the reason why we started stacking a lot of verse. Because the faster your verse, the faster your rune CD comes back. Hence the Anima Emitter to allow us to kind of bring that back. Now, the feelings of the gear, the longer I started going, the more gear I got, the more it felt right. The more it felt good. And the more I was just kind of like, yeah, this will work. This is gonna be good. And the more verse I got, the less squishy I felt, which allowed me to kind of fix my rotation, fix how things went, and kind of work to our benefit. Now, like I was saying before, the talents. I spoke to our DK tank in guild, and he was, and also J Dog, who is probably one of the better tanks that I know of in the game, and we kind of was just going back and forth talking about it because he ended up creating his DK also and started leveling that guy. So we kind of learned between that and the conversations I had with Pau about the skills. I had a couple of different things because I was still essentially using old information, and a lot of things changed and evolved over the season because of the fact that they had the mythic raid scenario with the MDIs, the Mythic Dungeon International, and a lot of people running DKs, a lot of the higher groups, because their self heal is so high that they pretty much can heal themselves almost indefinitely. They're so strong. We ended up having Heartbreaker first. Uh, Now we're just gonna go through here. We had Heartbreaker first because uh, I read that being able to heart strike multiple people, you can grab multiple people for aggro, and then everything's fine, not a big deal. I then learned that Tombstone so much better. Once you get the gear that allows you to use Tombstone, because you're making so many bone shield charges that it's a no brainer, and it worked really really well, and it allowed me to stay up a lot longer and push through a lot more guys. Homeostasis was the same. I do not recall which one we had here, but I will tell you we ended up changing it up to Blood Tap, which allows you to consume the episodes around you, generating one rune. So the next, and then it has a secondary condition of recharge time reduced by 2 seconds whenever a bone shield charge is consumed. Now, the reason why this works out so well is that with Tombstone, is you end up zapping 2 of these to get 2 new runes, hit Tombstone, and this is virtually almost up again. Will the Necropolis, damage taken below 30% is reduced. Grip the Dead, Death and Decay is slowed. Death Strike's healing is increased by 20%, and you gain Leech for 8 seconds. This we ended up changing from Bloodworms, because Bloodworms was the old way of always doing it. So they were like, no, don't do that. You're stupid. Stop. So I said, oh, okay, I'm sorry. So I ended up changing that. And then Purgatory, if you almost die, you get to continue to live. Now, once I ended up changing that, it was almost like 2 weeks ago, the dungeons felt better. Last week was a painful week for me to try to run keys because of my, I'm not a great tank. I'm an okay tank, but I'm not a great tank. And so those changes actually worked really, really well for us. So we ended up changing that. So overall, my overall thoughts about DK tanks are, if the player knows how to properly play a DK, they are definitely a force to be reckoned with. But the reason why I think that healers in general are very hesitant to heal DK tanks is because they are so much player based. How well people play them is what matters for them to continue to push themselves forward and forward. Now, as for myself, continuing to play the DK, probably not, unless something else is brought up to our attention that we really need to learn. Now, some of the things I kind of learned about the DK is that, and I'm talking specifically this season, the other covenants do not help. They just feel useless trying to be a DK. Blood DK. So Kyrian with Shackle the Unworthy, it's overpowered. It helps you so much hold aggro, and it does so many more things than you can believe. The abilities of the Steward. Excuse me, the kiddo's been keeping us up, trying to sleep train him. But the Steward being able to have the potions, they helped us so much throughout the whole entire process. It's just a no-brainer. When running into a ginormous group of mobs, I'm always, my first thought is, when is my first death strike going to be? Is it going to be the first hit, second hit? Who's in this pack? I kind of take away that moment of okay, we're going into this group, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Where are we going to do? What are we going to do? And we go from there. And I think that is what kind of put me through being able to get KSM. It was my brain saying, all right, what am I going to go to next step? What's the next thing we're going to do with this guy? When is this pack going to pull? When's my cooldown for Shackle the Unworthy up? When am I going to have double blood boil? When can I start using Dancing Rune Weapon? When am I going to be able to use my Bone Shield? When is it going to change over? Do I have enough runic power to Death Strike to keep myself up? So that's like AMZ. When am I going to use AMZ? When am I going to pull out my ghoul to help out? When am I going to use my anti magic shell? And AMZ stands for anti magic zone. So that you have all of these different things that are going through your head, and it's just like popping off, pew 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 pew. Like, so that's why I feel that DK tanks are vastly more skill based than the other tanks. They definitely do very decent damage to the higher end of the damage, depending upon how big you pull, and if you how your blood boils are, how your shackle the unworthy kind of breaks apart. But they're pretty good and pretty decent, and I think they are one of the best tanks in the game right now. For that reason, if you are a very good player and you know how to play a DK, play a blood DK, you're gonna definitely succeed and excel through the whole process. So overall, like for myself, would I want to heal a blood DK? The flat answer is I wouldn't mind it, but it would take me a hell of a lot of pulls into the dungeon to kind of tell me how they are before I can make an assessment of these people, because it's hard, and sometimes there's also catalysts to that being the group. Like, can your group out DPS some of these groups of mobs? Can they do this? Can they do that? So there's lots and lots of things. But overall, I think that they are definitely a good tank. If you are looking to play one, pick it up, play it, but expect a very, very sharp learning curve. But I think it's great, and that's why you're going to see them in a lot of the higher keys. So, and the ability to Death Strike almost their full health bar back. Yeah, it's a little. So okay. Well, anyway, my name is Pete, also known as Lord PDTV. If you're looking for me, I am on Twitch every single Monday through Friday, starting around 3 p.m. till about 11 p.m. Like I said, we've been sleep training our son, so it's been a little dicey these past couple of weeks. But all in all, we are always on. We are running Mythic Pluses. We do Mythic Raid. We run keys with people. So make sure you're keeping yourself posted. And I would love to see you, in the channel saying hello. And we'll see you soon. So thanks again. Bye, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your day.